Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's NAAP News now. My name's Elisa Tagg, and I am the Association Director with the National Association of Activity Professionals. And joining me today is Mary Beth Flynn from Artfully Aging. Hi, Mary Beth. How are you today?
Hi, Alyssa. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, we're so excited to have you too and to learn more about Artfully Aging and have an opportunity to just have a good conversation with you about everything that you provide with Artfully Aging. So thank you so much for being with us today, and welcome to you and welcome everybody else that'll be joining us today. We look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions during our time together today, please use those in the chat box so that we can answer them as we go along. Mary Beth, tell us a little bit more about you, and thank you so much again for joining us.
No,
Let's learn more about you today.
okay, great. Thank you so much. And welcome everybody out there. I'm so happy to be able to be here with you. Let's see. I'm Mary Beth Flynn. I am the owner and founder of Artfully Aging, and I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up here. I live here all my life, and I am a lifelong artist. I started a little, I call it a little cottage business back in the late 90s as a means to be a stay-at-home mom. I paint original watercolors of houses, and I developed that as cottage businesses go. I thought I developed it really solid. And then the recession came along back in 9, 10, 11, and kind of had to scurry around and reinvent myself. And I was part of the gig economy before the gig economy. And I had a series of little jobs. I was a portrait painter. I was a floral designer. I worked back in an architectural firm where I worked right out of college as a designer, and I got a little part-time job as a caregiver for a home care company, which I never imagined.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got a little gig at a adult day center doing art programs. I was like, And so, and necessity is the mother of invention. So I thought, hey, I need to get my stars to line up. So and I really like this, doing art with seniors at the adult day center. I feel like I'm doing something really meaningful. And maybe I could start a business that does art programs in senior living communities. They're coming up all over the place. That was in the 90s.
Yes. Oh, they still are.
And they still are, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I did that, and I in St. Louis, and really totally boots on the ground, just locally. And I developed it into a full-time job. I had maybe a few groups every day of the week that I would go out and do. I developed the program, I did the marketing, I got the jobs. I was going into senior living communities and working with the activity departments and doing my watercolor groups. And I had a steady thing going, and I wanted to grow it. I got some more people to help me, subcontractors, and train them. And the thing is, this is all about serving the seniors and providing a meaningful activity for them. I just happen to know watercolor like the back of my hand. So that was our main focus. And then COVID hit, and it became, how could I serve these communities without going into them?
Mm-hmm.
So it was, well, I've got this whole body of work, a whole program. I've got 65 projects, 48 are now on our website. And and maybe I could make a Zoom video. Everybody's talking about Zoom. I don't know how to do it, but I'll figure it out. So I packaged up some projects ready to paint and made a Zoom video to go with them, a little instructional video, and emailed the video and sent the packet or dropped it off. And hey, this could work. And so if it could work right here where I live, maybe it could work everywhere. And there could be benefits that nobody realized about how that could work. So I did the next step. It was like, oh, how do you do that? Like, well, you could get a website and you could have all your projects on the website and then you could have the videos. And I was like, wow, I don't know how to do any of that. That's like magic.
Yeah.
But there are consultants, there are people out there who do that, and I hired them. It was a long process, learning how to building the website and making the videos and just everything that went into it. And so now I have Artfully Aging, got a new website about 2 years, a little over 2 years ago. And it has an e-commerce platform. It has a menu of 48 projects, plus I think 10 greeting card projects. And each of them have their own individual 7 to 9 minute instructional video that go with them. And then there's also a program overview video that kind of will take anybody through start to finish of a watercolor project, talking about the supplies that we use, how to set it up, working with different levels of care and how to implement it with different levels of care. And just that's about 23 minutes long. So the program is appropriate for all levels of care. The difference is your approach and your expectations.
I love the fact that you've taken the time, Mary Beth, to put together such explicit videos. You did share with me a little bit about that, so I was able to see that on my own, and I was quite impressed with that. And many of my friends and fellow activity professionals will tell you that I am not artistic in any way, shape, or form, but I love the fact that you made it very user friendly so that for those residents that may not feel like they're artistic, like myself, that they would be able to still feel accomplished in completing the project. And I love the fact that you have so many already available on the website, so you're starting out with a lot of variety for people to utilize and focus on that. So you chose Artfully Aging as the name. So I'm just curious how you came up with that, because I love the fact that it's artfully with 2 L's. I know it's not a real word, right? So it's kind of hard to look at that and to categorize that into that place. So tell us a little bit more about that and how it all began with incorporating your background. I know you talked about the fact that it came about from COVID, but just share a little bit more in your brainstorm idea, I guess, with what you were doing.
Yeah, well, actually, I came up with Artfully Aging back in 2010.
Okay, love it.
And so as I was doing it, only in person, I had the name Artfully Aging.
Love it.
And I actually got a trademark on it. So I own the rights to the name, because back then I had the brainstorm that, hey, this could be something that could go everywhere, and maybe it will. And I want to be ready and have the name, because I spent a lot of time on getting the name. I spent time online looking up different names, making sure that, it wasn't taken, or there wasn't another domain name with that name. And I really wanted a name that would appeal to the residents and seniors. I didn't like that would be warm for them and be positive. And like art for seniors or watercolor. I didn't want, that sounded too pedestrian and too cold. And I wanted a name that would do this. When I have my badge on and I'm working with someone and they look at it and they say, oh, Artfully Aging. Yeah, that's the name of my business. How does that feel? Oh, I love that. So that's what I wanted. And that's what happened. Then when that happened, I was like, there I am, So it's just a nice name, and it's not.
It really is, because it kind of just rolls off the tongue. I like that, and I love the fact that you've been established for many years. So I think that's really important too for our audience to understand too, that you're not just somebody new coming out here. You're expanding you're getting more access across the United States, and not just in your Missouri area where you are. So
Right.
shared
Yeah.
about the different projects. Now tell us a little bit more then about how one would go about gaining access to the website and what do they need to
Okay.
do for that?
So it's artfullyaging.com
Mhm.
is the website. And there are several pages on there about us and our background and the benefits, all
And
kinds of
there are
things.
several pages
But
on there about us and our
but
background.
you really want to go to the shop projects page, and there is the menu, and the projects come in, we call them prepared watercolor packets. They come in quantities of 5, and they are prepared watercolor sheets with a graphite image on them that coordinates with the item that you select on the menu. So that's what you get. You get ready to paint on quality watercolor paper. And they come in packets of 5. They are $25 for 5. And you can order as many of any, they're always all available. That I'll just say that. And it's in graphite. So the really nice thing about graphite is that it diminishes as they paint on it. And so if they intentionally or unintentionally get out of line, it looks like their own original creation.
Ah,
And so the graphite tends to diminish. It's not like a color sheet that you get. It's
mhm.
a watercolor paper with a graphite image on it. And then after you place your order and it's processed, you through the website, through your login that you create when you order, you get access to a video library page. And that's where all your videos are. And every time you order a new project, you get that video goes onto your video library page. And the really nice thing about this is it allows life enrichment departments to have a lot of flexibility. They can schedule when they want to do it. They don't have to schedule the artist who's coming in. So often, and I know this from experience, that I would come in and we only have a small group today because they went out or they don't want to come, or but we're still paying your fee to be here. And now they can schedule it when they want it. And if not everybody comes, there's no loss. They still have all the sheets and the videos, and they can do these projects on their time. And they can do it in a small group, a large group. They can set someone up, one-on-one. And that just gives a whole new world of flexibility that, I don't think we're used to in
Right.
that way. And
Yeah, because you mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned it here, but I know it's on your website, it's printed, but I want to be sure everybody understands that there's no membership or subscription fees. It's just you purchase
right.
as you need and you purchase as many items as you need. And I think that's really a good deal, $5 essentially per project, but you buy it in bulks of 5, right? In packs of 5. So it's
Yes,
$25 for the project. And then
$25.
yeah, and after you purchase that, then you have access to the video presentation on it. Love that. So
Right.
what a deal. I don't think there's anybody out there that does something this exactly the same. And I think it's really cool the fact that you don't need to have a membership or a subscription, because I know a lot of times we're working with a tight budget, and so if we want to incorporate something cool in, this would be something really cool to add into. And I even love the
Absolutely.
fact that the lines fade as you paint. I think that's fabulous too.
Yeah, they fade. They don't always all go away, but they
Right.
really fade away.
Yeah.
So that is makes it so nice. And so you have a lot of flexibility that way. And there are projects for every occasion, like every holiday and season, and there's some animals, there are landscapes, there's a whole variety of projects to choose from. And it's really about making art for everyone, like approachable art. And even activity staff, some of you all are very artsy and can handle a lot. And then there are others that are like, I'm not an artist at all, right? And can make it, everyone can do this project, do these projects with the residents. And the videos are like train the trainer. So I'm training you to do what I do in person. And you all know a lot, it's like kind of preaching to the choir, you know a lot about what you're doing already. I just give you the tools. And how many times do I hear about people preparing projects, at their kitchen tables at night and getting drawing things. Well, this is all ready, and it's already field tested too. It's like these have all been done in the field.
It sounds like something that even myself, Elisa, can do. So I think that's the best part is when it's something that
Absolutely.
is simple enough. And I don't mean to, I'm not diminishing what you're doing. I'm just saying the fact that it's something that the busy professional that may not have the talent or the background in art can still provide this experience for those residents or clients that are really interested in looking into that and learning more about art. And it sounds like something I would truly love. I love art. I love to watch it. I love to go to art museums. I love to look at different paintings, but it's just not something that's in my wheelhouse to do.
Yeah.
And I love this too. Somebody just mentioned Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining us. That she loves the fact that she has a small group in her care home. And so, not having to spend a ton of money again, on something
Right.
that she can just do easily with her smaller group. So thanks for sharing that, Elizabeth. We appreciate that thought. Very
Right.
cool.
And it is a great small group. Actually, I recommend a smaller group rather than, maybe 10 at the most, because if you get a larger group, it tends to lose the quality,
Yeah.
goes down.
Well, and I think I appreciate that, Mary Beth, but I also think that our groups tend to be smaller anyway post COVID. I don't think we're seeing the groups like we had, before COVID, where we would have 50, 60 people coming out at one time. I think our groups are smaller and more personalized, which is the way, we should be delivering quality care, quality of life and care and in social engagement is in a smaller manner. So I appreciate you pointing that out. So you mentioned earlier, but can you share again? How many projects do you have available now on your website?
There are 48 projects on the site, and they are everything: Christmas, Easter, summer, winter, snow scenes, lake scenes, all kinds of things to choose from. So to meet every need. And that is another thing about the point about not a subscription or a membership. Everyone can choose what they want. If they were going to join with a subscription, they would have, chances are, if I set that program up, they'd be getting what we send.
Right.
And this way, everyone can select what they want for that month or what their theme is. And, and across the country, it could be very, with climates and all kinds of things. So
right.
I wanted to give that choice all the time.
I think that's great. And do you ship internationally?
We can,
Okay.
but that does get costly.
Yeah.
Pretty costly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know
But yes, sure,
Elizabeth, who asked the question, is from the UK. So I just wanted to be sure I would, question that as well to make sure that if she did purchase, that she could have them delivered to her. I'm sure she knows shipping is fun. We know that.
Yeah.
But at least
and usually the more I have talked to some people in Canada, and they want to we got into the shipping a little bit, and we realized that it would behoove them to order a quantity.
Yes.
If they're going to order, get a quantity at a time, not just a little bit. So
yeah. Lizzie.
And we also have art supplies.
Yeah. Oh, Lizzie, hear that word?
We
Art
do sell the
too.
paint. And
awesome.
And so that is on a page, art supplies, paint supplies, and we offer them. And we also offer a supply list that you can download and then shop on your own if you want.
I love that.
And also, when you get the video, where you go on the video page to get for your specific project, there is where you will download a color image and you can print that out.
Okay.
Of the project.
Excellent. Mary Beth, what's the best way to contact you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Yes, at contact@artfullyaging.com. Our website is artfullyaging.com. And I am on LinkedIn a lot. I'm not so much on Facebook. I do a lot of posting on LinkedIn. So come on to LinkedIn and say hello.
Awesome. Fabulous. And so lastly, are there any final thoughts or any words of wisdom you have for us?
Just really that everyone can do this. And art is so beneficial for all of us, and especially I find for seniors. and even advanced dementia. And I do talk about some of those ways to engage them in the videos. So I encourage people to watch the videos. And so it's just really great for them, and it could make your life easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary Beth. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this afternoon and evening for those of us that are on the East Coast. We really appreciate that. So to learn more, you can go to artfullyaging.com, or you can email Mary Beth at contact@artfullyaging.com, and that's on the website as well. So if you just remember Artfully with 2 L's, aging.com, you'll be able to find Mary Beth or connect with her on LinkedIn to be able to provide the service. And I'm so appreciative of that. And we'll have more information about that in an upcoming newsletter, Mary Beth, so that you can have more feedback from others to hopefully have more information from you.
Okay, and also our phone number is on the website, so they
Awesome.
feel free to call also.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Mary Beth. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We'll be back here next week with a couple of new guests, and we will see you then. In the meantime, everybody have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. All right, take
Thank
care.
you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.